Another factor that can occur when we talk about higher emotional states and physical distance is what in therapy or clinical circles is referred to as transference or countertransference. Namely, the idea that we as individuals can project our own values, our own beliefs onto the subject. We might start to see ourselves in them. Or likewise, we can have it transferred back onto us. We might see something in them that we don't like or that we like, and we either start acting too favorably or too prejudicially towards the subject. Our own garbage gets in the way. And the way this really can affect us with maintaining distance is sometimes you have a situation, it could start off very soft, or it could de-escalate to a softer level. And so we start to look at the subject in a more human light, which is fantastic. We start to feel more consideration, which is great. We start to trust them more, which is fine, but then we allow them to invade our space, right? It's just a smaller person, or this person is now in a weaker state, they look broken, and then we see, particularly with law enforcement and doormen, we see the hands going down, or here, head leaning in to listen, or you go to initiate touch to give a calming hand on the shoulder, are you okay, because the person looks like they're in despair, and you get hit or you get stabbed. All of these same behaviors in a subject that could induce us to drop our guard can be cognitively trained. Lowering the guard, pretending to be asleep, pretending to be passive, pretending to be injured. Military history is filled with examples, the Trojan horse, right, of doing things to get people to lower their guard. This is not to say that most people are doing this, but it is to say that it can happen tactically, and so we need to be aware. And it's also to say that our own personal biases can come into play. Our own personal subjectivity can come into play and cause us to violate proven tactical principles. So as tough as this can be, we need to always maintain our distance. To always approach, if I'm going to initiate contact, it always needs to be tactically sound. So in your own training, in your own behavior, we need to look at our own baggage, at our own garbage, because we all have our own triggers. If you're in the middle of a crisis, no matter how calm it suddenly seems to become, you always want to maintain vigilance until you're home. You're Batman until the suit's off, guys, yeah? You gotta make sure you're safe all the time. So there's all sorts of ways it can happen. You need to be certain in your own training that you start to identify what some of your discriminations, what some of your biases are,